Access 2003, Course 20, Lesson 1. Conditional action. In macros consisting of several actions, it is possible to run actions separately. You can also set a sequence of actions based on certain conditions. Open the macro Samsung in the Design window by clicking on the Design button. On the toolbar, click on the button Conditions. Click in the second cell of the column Condition. Enter left bracket, Forms, right bracket, exclamation point, left bracket, Products, right bracket, exclamation point, left bracket, product name, right bracket, left arrow, right arrow, quote, Nokia, quote. Press the Tab key on the keyboard. Click on the arrow in the cell. Choose Message Box. Click on the field Message in the section Action Arguments. Enter Nokia goods are absent. Click in the third cell of the column Condition. Enter period, period, period. Access will run two actions straight, provided the condition is true. Press Tab on the keyboard. Click on the arrow button. Choose Close from the list. Click on Save to save the changes that have been made. Click Run. Because of running the macros, the form Products will open and the stock will be checked for availability of Nokia products. Because products from this manufacturer are absent, the program will notify you accordingly. Click OK. The second action has been run and the form has been closed. Access 2003, Course 20, Lesson 2. Running macros in the single-step mode. If a macro runs with mistakes, it can be performed in the single-step mode to find and correct its mistakes. Click the Design button on the toolbar. Click the Single-Step button. Click the Run button. Now the macro is running in single-step mode. In the new dialog window, you can see a name of the macro, current action, its arguments, and conditions. By clicking on the Step button, we run the next action. After this action is done, the macro continues until all actions are performed. The button Halt stops the performance. The button Continue switches the macro to the normal mode by switching off the single-step mode. Click the button Step. The first action has performed and the form Products has been opened. If the macro condition is true, you will see the message Nokia goods are absent on the screen. Click Step. Click OK. The next action to run is Close, which will shut down the form. Click the button Step. Access 2003, Course 20, Lesson 3. Starting a macro with another macro. Access lets you start a macro with another macro. In this lesson, we will create such a macro and see how it works. Click on the button New. Click on the arrow in the first cell of the top row. choose Run Macro from the appeared list. In the section Action Arguments, click in the Macro Name cell. Click on the arrow in the cell. From the new list, select Products Group Table Products. Click Save. Click Delete. Enter the new name of the created macro. For example, Run Macro from Macro. Click OK. Click Run. As a result of the macro performance, another macro, Table Products, which is a part of the larger macro group Products Group, is started. Access 2003, Course 20, Lesson 4. Macro autoexec. Autoexec is a specific macro which runs automatically when a database is opened. The macro is usually used to start the major button form or to present important information required when you start a database. Let's create the macro autoexec, which will start the form Orders. Click on New on the toolbar. In the first cell of the top row in the Action section, click on the arrow. From the new list, choose Open Form. In the section Action Arguments, click in the cell Form Name. Click on the arrow in that cell. Choose Orders from the list. Click on Save. Click Delete. Enter autoexec. Click OK. Close the macro design window. Close the database window. Let us check if the created macro runs properly. Go to the File menu. Choose 1komp_tex.mdb. When the database starts, the form Orders will open. Access 2003, Course 20, Lesson 5, Macro autokeys. By using macro autokeys, we can create key combinations and link them with certain operations. This helps to switch quickly between tables and forms when working with databases. We will create the macro autokeys, which will start the table Customers. Click on the button New on the toolbar. In the first cell of the top row of Action, click on the arrow. Choose Open Table. In the section Action Arguments, click on Table Name. Click on the arrow in the cell. Choose Customers from the list. Click Save. Click Delete. Enter autokeys. Click OK. Click on Macro Name. Enter up arrow O. This is one of the allowed key combinations, Control O. Click Save. Close the macro design window. Now let us check if the macro runs properly. Type the key combination Control O. The table Customers has been opened.